Well, fancy seeing you here, you weekend warriors, you filthy animals. What's up?
Keep the change, you filthy animals.
I'm back, better than ever. It's been one hell of a week in my personal life, but I couldn't miss 2 live streams in a row. Look, I get busy. I'm like you. I got life going on. We all have life going on. Shout out to each and every one of you showing up for the weekend live. It's 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, baby. Make sure to smash that like button. Yeah. Let YouTube know that we're live. We're here. We're going to hang out. We're going to chat. We'll do some pocket checks. If you want to know what was in my pocket today, you already know if you're on the Only Spartans Discord. Or you're about to find out anyways. This guy came in this week. Haven't released a video on it yet. I got smudges on the... Yes, I've used it. I use my stuff. I'm not a hard user, but I do use my stuff. This is the Golden Design Works Subcaliber. There will be content on this guy. And then, of course, the other knife that I used, that I carried today, was this guy. This is the Winterblade M-Fire, the Stormtrooper edition. This one is so sick. This is one of those knives that I never feel weird carrying. It's such a good knife. Vanax Super Clean, DLC blade, done by Kunwu. They do a fantastic job. Carbon fiber, Cerakoted titanium. Is it a full mirror on the deal? No, it's not. That's fine. I went ahead and put this into manual mode, and I gotta say, I like it. I like it in the regular stock variation as well. You know, the whole magnet assist has gotten way better from Winterblade. The Mirage was, you know, it's kind of like a leisurely stroll down the street with the Winterblade Mirage. When you'd fire it, it would just go. It's gotten better. But Winterblade Mirage, cool knife, not as cool as this one. The M-Fire is fantastic, and it's the unsung hero. You know, everyone talks about the Factor, but the M-Fire, especially in manual mode, is really good. I was lucky. Brian Winters allowed me to buy that one from him personally. No, he didn't give it to me. I bought it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Guys, I'm so happy to be here. If you can't tell, but it is, of course, time to start doing some shout outs. People are starting to pile in, so I'm going to go fast. We're going to focus on getting through these shout outs. Marco in the house, first person. Ian Coates, what's up? He says, I still can't beat Marco. Nobody can beat Marco. Sometimes Marco even beats himself. Henry G, what's up, man? Welcome into Wicked Dreams. What's up? Ground Fog, Matt, what's good, man? War Room in the house. We got Warrior Guild, Larry Curvin, Bluetooth Blades. He says, I'm here. Good to see that Mr. Busybody finally had made time for a live. You know, like I thought, why not? You know, I normally go live 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And it's tough for some people because some people watch from the East Coast. Yeah. It can be tough for some people. For those of you staying up late past your bedtime to join in the live, thank you so much. Welcome in to Vavelsky. What's up, man? Thanks for being a channel member. We got Bless Knives in the house. What's up, Bless? If you didn't know, Bless is a custom knife maker who you should definitely check out. Find him on Instagram. Let's go TC Blades, Kevin Smith and Knives, Jim Miller. What's up, Jim? Another channel mod in the house. Good to see you, Jim. Welcome into Anthony Kitchen. Hold on. I'm going as fast as I can. Blind Woo Fury. What's up, man? Welcome into Ed B. Ed B says the obvious answer to your question, Roll, is ASMR content for the lonely middle-aged women. I mean, what kind of sounds do lonely middle-aged women even want to hear? I mean, if they're parents, they probably just want to hear the sound of silence. right? the crinkling, maybe the crinkling of like candy bar wrappers. I don't know. I don't know. It is beyond me. If I knew, I would probably be a rich man, to be honest with you. What's up, Gas Station Knives? Thanks for being a channel member. Welcome into Sharp Obsession, another channel member in the house. We've got John Tagamori. What's up, man? What's up? Paul Mills. Good to see you, Paul. I'm moving fast, guys. I'm trying. Ryan Ellis, what's up? Let's go Lone Star Towelboy. We can't have a live without the Lone Star Towelboy carry of the day, which is the Hogue X5 6-hour Scorpion Emperor 3.5-inch manual, the Cerakote FDE finish on the CPM 154. Very nice. Very nice. I am remiss that I have not purchased a Hogue knife. I thought I was going to on the Mystic, or the Misto, sorry, the Hogue Misto. I just didn't. I'm not the biggest crossbar lock fan. Like, I do like some crossbar lock style knives. Like, for example, this guy right here is fantastic. I don't care what anybody says. They're like, well, you know, you get a Tucson for the same price. Tucson. I think that Kubi might be the OEM behind Geo Knife, because it's just, I've heard some things, and that's not a bad thing. Kubi does a phenomenal job on their heat treats. They do. Vacuum cryo, which gives them a harder Rockwell. It's fantastic. Titanium, cryo treated M390 60 to 62, Damascus pivot color, single-sided captive pivot, filler tab which matches the milling. Like, you can barely tell there's a filler tab on there. Like, this knife is stupidly impressive for the money, and yet there were still people that were like, it's not that good. Okay. Far be it from me to separate anybody from their Milwaukee fastback. I don't know where I was going with that. I kind of went off on a tangent. Lone Star, good to see you, man. Welcome in. And hey, shout out to Ian Coates for the $5 super. He says, guy looks like he just got done with his shift at O'Reilly's. It's okay. I know times are tough, Roll. Now I need plugs for a 25 Equinox Iridium, please. I did work today. I did. And it's hot. My studio, I call it a studio very loosely because it's just a desk with like a rig and some lights. Like, I've got the fan going, okay? Like, I'm probably still sweating like a pig, but my studio is like up in a loft area. So it's the highest point in my house, which means that all the heat rises. It was a 90-degree day here in Denver. Yes, I have the AC going. Does it reach me up here at these heights? No, it does not. So I've got the ceiling fan going. If I put it on any louder, you guys will probably just hear buzzing through the microphone. But thank you, man, for the $5 super. Definitely appreciate it. What's up, B Devious in the house? What's up, man? The Pawns. He says I'm offended. Oh, man. You guys are funny. Hold up. I'm trying to get through these. But all of a sudden, we got 61 people in here. Very nice. Gator, Aaron. Good to see you, Aaron. What's up, man? Gator Aaron in the house. Another channel mod. Gas Station Knife says, my B3 doesn't fit my hand when deploying. The Factor B3 does not fit your hand while deploying. It's a damn shame. Just send it to me. You know, like, I will make sure that it gets disposed of responsibly. Directly into my pocket. That's where it would go with my medium-sized hands that fit a lot of knife sizes. You know, it's a good hand size for knives, I think. Hold on. Backcountry Dave, what's up? Welcome into Cat Scratch. Let's go, Blade Shooter G. He says, thanks for the shout. Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know, one of the hardest things about the knife and EDC community is that there's a lot of eyes on a few entities, and then there's a lot of other entities vying for the little bit of attention that does look outside the normal. And so it's tough. A lot of times people just don't know that others exist. Like, you would think that my channel has eyes on it. The channel is relatively unknown, believe it or not. My channel is relatively unknown. People don't understand that. Like, I've put in an immense amount of work. I've been here for 3 years now, going on 4. Wow, are we really going on 4 years? Interesting. Yeah, so we've been here for 3 years now. Like, my channel is still relatively unknown. The hardest part is having people understand that you're there. So I do my part. Absolutely. Blessed Knives. Make sure to check out his Instagram. If you're like me, and while you should be working, you're scrolling Instagram looking at knives, that could be a good rabbit hole for you. Welcome into Rick Wiseman. He says, have you got your Manganus Aurelia yet? I did not order one yet. I was waiting for the drop. I did not have the cash in hand when the pre-order was going on, which is sad. I do want to get one. And when they drop, they might have already dropped. Hold on. Hold the phone, Manganus MS Knives. There's been a lot going on recently. I'm going to check this out just here on the side. Has it released? I don't think no, it does not look like it's dropped yet. The pre-order listing was sold out, of course. So yeah, well, that was going on. I got a loaner from Sharif. Shout out to Sharif. Haven't talked to him in a while. Should probably change that. Fantastic person. And so I was lucky enough to check one out. People took me to task because I said that it was more impressive as far as the design and the manufacturing than a Sebenza, and people took me to task over that. That's what I do, though. Like, I have these thoughts in my head, and then I'm like, you know what? Screw public opinion. How dare you? Chris Reeve isn't even dead, and he's rolling over in his grave. He made such a really good knife. I'm definitely going to pick one up when they drop. I am waiting for the drop. So no, I do not have my Aurelia yet. I will, though. That is one that I'm going to pick up because it is a fantastic piece. What's up, Rainey? Good to see you. Let's go. SC Rick, what's up, man? Good to see you. Bluetooth Blades, he says, I'm back. I fell asleep. Well, don't let me keep you. Sleep is precious. I never used to appreciate it. Now I just can't get enough of it. Like parents know. Let's go. Are we caught up? We might be getting close. Knives and Gear, good to see you. What's up? Welcome in to help with gadgets. Hold on. Gas Station Knife says, MC dropped in, so you ain't nobody. MC is the biggest celebrity in the world. He popped by the live stream like once or twice. He knows I exist, but that's a man that does this for a living. It's his job to know who's in the space. The eyes that matter the most are the eyes of the people in the hobby that spend the time, that take the time to watch the videos. And on that topic, I think my music's probably a little too loud. Sorry. I get excited, but on that topic, the topic for the live stream tonight, guys, I feel like I'm at a crossroads with content. I spent the last 3 years trying to be a knife review channel and then, throwing in extra stuff on the side. And it turned out that the content that I enjoyed making the most, because I do like knife reviews. I'm an EDC enthusiast, just like you guys. I'm a collector, just like many of you. The content specifically that I enjoy making the most is the content that contains stories and information. It's hard to do that with regular reviews. Now, to be clear, I'm not going to stop doing regular reviews. I woke up this morning and I said, if it doesn't leave you feeling fulfilled, you need to do something else. So I am going to continue doing reviews, but I think I'm going to start transitioning to doing more of the lore style content, the storytelling style content, the steel snob style content that does leave me feeling fulfilled. A lot of channels in this space will commit to 1 a day, 2 a day. And, you know, all the power to them. That's a lot of effort. And just like I put in a lot of effort. I don't necessarily think that it's sustainable to do that. And at least for me, I need to feel fulfilled. And every time I put out a Steel Snobs video, for example, I'm left feeling great. I got a comment on one of my on my last video that I did. This guy right here, which if you haven't seen it, I did my review on this guy. This is the newly released G10 manual button lock Pariah. So now I got a match, you know, for my automatic Pariah, which I love. I got a comment, and the comment was simply, "I love your Steel Snobs series. Please do more." And it struck me because every day I'm like, how can I get the time to do more? And if I have a finite amount of time that I'm spending doing over the head views of knife reviews, and maybe they're great knives that I think have value to many people, but if they don't truly spark it for me, why shouldn't I be instead spending that time on the content that really got the channel noticed? The Steel Snobs content is 10 or 11 episodes. It's responsible for about 30% of my channel's growth. So why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because it makes it solid when I tell it to the public. It makes it feel like I'm creating a level of accountability. So don't be shocked if you start seeing less regular knife reviews and more of the lore style content. Again, not going to stop with the regular reviews, but for example, I've already turned down 2 or 3 regular collaboration partners that I regularly collaborate with for knife reviews because I'm trying to clear my desk so that I have the space and time to do the type of content that I care the most about. So that's that. I'm at a crossroads, guys, and the crossroads has one sign saying, "Over the head knife reviews 2 a day until you flop." The space already has enough people doing that. So, those are my thoughts. If you were wondering about the title of the live, that is what it's all about. All right. The chat got away from me. Jim says he was mailing out the pre-order first. I'm a patient man. The Aurelia, or as some people call it, the Aurelia. The Aurelia is a really, really cool knife. Hey, shout out to Gator Aaron for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Aaron. And congrats to the new and returning Spartans. Guys, if any of you 5 lucky new members would like to join the Only Spartans Discord, that is a perk of being a channel member. And you can do so. There are instructions somewhere in the channel. You could find an invite link in the post section of my YouTube. But why? Thank you so much. He says, what's your favorite knife right now? Ooh, that's a tough one. It's a tough one because I have so many that would fall in that category. I could probably pick 2 or 3 that I like the most the same. One of my favorite knives is, and people are going to cringe so hard when I show this. This is my modified, focus. This is my modified Para 3 in CPM 15V, custom rock scale, not critter. It's the custom rock scale hexi scales with brushed satin flats and purple anodized milling. I've got the Lynch Northwest fade satin clip, rock scale purple hardware and backspacer. This will always be one of my favorite knives. I don't care what people say. This is always going to be up there. This is probably my most carried knife ever. In some form or format, this knife has been heavily modified multiple times. The only thing that's still stock on this at this point that I have not changed is the liner. Yeah, so that would be one of them. Another knife that I have a really hard time not carrying every single freaking day has got to be the Machine Wise Mojave. The Mojave is such a good knife. I can't wait to get my hands on more Machine Wise. Oh man. As far as American manufacturing perfection is concerned, the Mojave is ridiculous. Love this knife. This is but then, you know, another one that I just recently got, the Craig Brown Cortex XL. Oh man. It's also really, really good. It's also really good. One more. Or the Umnumzon. You cannot go wrong with the Umnumzon. I call this knife the litmus test. Because if I want to figure out if a knife is really good or not, I'll carry it side by side with an Umnumzon. And if I find myself enjoying it more than this knife, then I'll know that it's worth the higher price tag. These are incredible. At the $500 price point, they're incredible. Chris Reeve is a mainstay for that reason. None of those knives are inexpensive. They're all in the super premium range, even this guy, because of all the work that's been done to it. Like the 15V blade, the scales, the hardware, the clip. This is also a super expensive knife because of all the things that have been done to it. So if we're talking about what's your favorite knife right now, I would have to break it up into price ranges. It would be really hard to answer. But the good news is that I don't have to pick just one. So it might just depend upon the day. Don't mind me as I duck the question. Hey, shout out to Blind Woo, who's been a Spartan for 2 months.
This is Sparta!
Spartan kicked the like button for Blind Woo's 2-month anniversary. What's up, man? What's up, Ace Palone? Good to see you, man. The chat jumped. I'm just going to jump with it. Why not? Why not? TC Blade says, Rollshambo, when you're selling me that pair of 3, you know, I gotta thank for your knives. I still miss that Manix too. He's referring to the last knife sale I did. To make it interesting, I put up one of my modified Spydercos. I put up my Manix 2, my Alien Boss Manix 2. Mr. TC Blades was the first person to reach out to me, so he got it. About 15 people reached out to me to buy that knife, so he couldn't have been quicker. It's such a cool knife. It's such a cool knife. And the only reason why I was willing to sell it is because I'm going to buy another one and then mod the crap out of that one too. But I do miss it. The Alien Frag Metin Boss scales on that are sweet. I'm hoping that I can get my hands on a 15V Manix 2. I think they're probably that. A lot of the 15V Spydercos have been sticking around. Like the military 2s are still out there. The Para 3s, the Para 3 lightweights are still out there. I have a feeling that the Manix 2 is going to sell out. I have a feeling the Micro Jimbo is probably also going to sell out. I also wouldn't mind getting a Yo Jump. I want all the Spyderco 15V. I do. Gas Station Knife says Mojave versus Sonora. I can't say because I haven't experienced the Sonora yet, but the Sonora is on my short list of knives to buy this year. That's also not cheap. We're going to find a way to make it happen. I'm probably looking at having another knife sale here in the next couple of months. I would say probably 4 to 5 days. Somewhere in the next, let's do that. Somewhere in the next 45 days, I'll have a knife sale. And then I'll be able to buy some more cool stuff. Hey, welcome into X Sailor. Good to see you, man. How's it going? Shout out to Ian, who's been a channel member for 8 months.
This is Sparta!
Spartan kicked the like button for Ian on his 8-month anniversary. Says, I wonder who made this guy a CRK addict. You know what? I would probably have to give credit where credit is due. To the first person who made it possible would actually be Darkwater Actual, who sold me his small Sebenza 21. Was my first ever CRK knife, and I love it. It's a fantastic little knife. I've got plans for it because it's still rock. It's a 15-year-old, 16-year-old knife. I reached out to Chris Reeve Knife, not Chris Reeve the person, the company, and I was like, hey, I heard a rumor that you're willing to do a reblade for the 21s, the old 21s, to update the blades to Magna Cut. Is this true? Because they don't advertise this. And they reached out and they said, yeah, we'll do it. 4-month lead time, send it in, $100 when we send it back, and we will reblade it in Magna Cut for you. Which I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do that. Here's the deal. Why haven't I sent it in yet? Because I'm going to be moving to that area soon. Why ship it? Why risk shipping right now? Like, shipping right now is insanity. So many people have had packages go missing and lost, and it's not just U.S. Postal Service, although most of it is coming from them. It's everybody. For some reason, the shipping networks right now have been kind of sketchy. So if I'm moving to the area anyways, from the Spyderco capital of the world to Chris Reeve's stomping grounds, I'm going to be in that area. Why not just wait until I could walk the knife in and be like, here you go. Save the shipping. Save the shipping. Cannot wait to get my updated Sebenza 21 taken care of at Chris Reeve in person. That's going to be really cool. B Devious says, I'm waiting for the 15V Manix 2 lightweight. My OG goat scales feather pattern came in this week and now patiently waiting. You know what? Let's show the people. We'll switch to a screen share here. Let's show the people, okay? Original goat. Boom. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we are. Here we are. And by the way, if you guys are wondering, yeah, I'm going to have the chat popping up here on the right-hand side. People watch the replay, and shout out to Nick Martino, who watches the replay consummately. He's like, Roll, why don't you publish the live chat for the replay? I do. YouTube takes 24 hours to load it for people watching the replay. So if you watch the replay 4 hours afterwards, or 6 hours or 10 hours afterwards, you're not going to see the option to see the live chat. You just won't. That's not my fault. I've selected the correct settings. Anyways, Manix 2 lightweight. Let's see. Manix 2 lightweight. And he said he got the feather pattern. Did you get the feather pattern titanium scales? Let's see. I just want to see the pattern. Feather. Was it the feather or the wings? Those do look pretty sweet. What's the difference? I'm assuming you mean the wings. Yeah, I like the way they do those too. And you know what? I'm just going to kill the live chat box here. Boom. So you guys can see this better. Those look great. Zoom in. Enhance. Yeah, no, those definitely look classy. Yeah, man, I'm going to replace the Manix 2 with a 15V variant if I can. If they all sell out and I can't get one, then I will just go with the next best blade steel that I can find. That sounds like a good plan. Knives and Gear says, I build my Manix 2 with rock scale design scales. Yeah, rock scale is awesome. Great guys over there at rock scale. We'll give them a little bit of screen time for those who don't know about rock scale. They've got some amazing scales. Do they also do the lightweight though? I thought it was just the regular Manix 2 and the XL. Who knows? Maybe these will also fit the lightweight. It says not compatible with the lightweight. Okay. So this is for a regular Manix. And you can get it with the critter milling, or you can get it with the hexy milling, I believe. Or you can get it plain Jane if that's your thing. Yeah, so my Para 3 is basically these scales, but with satin flats and anodized milling. It's great. It's what replaced their old dragon skin milling. I asked them why they did that, because the old school rock scale dragon skin milling was amazing. Well, they changed out their machine, and when they did that, they lost all the programming to do the old dragon skin milling. So this is what replaced that. They're still really amazing. If you want custom work done like what I had done on this one, just reach out to them. They'll do it. They can invoice it. They'll make it happen. Rainey says, I think out of all my 15V knives, I like the Military 2 the best. The Military 2 is just a beast of a knife. Military 2 is massive. How big is the Military 2? Let's get some actual numbers here. Let's go to DLT Trading. We'll do Military 2. They're usually pretty reliable, right? Military 2 is it's a 9.5 inch knife overall. For those of you with bare paws for hands, there you go. And these are still available too. Let's see. Is there a 15V? Yeah. Nope. That's crew wear. So you can get that in crew wears, S110V, S90V. They've got an S90V version available. Damn. These are carbon fiber. That carbon fiber looks like the same texturized carbon fiber that TRM uses. Or is that peel ply? Does not say. Does not say. I just realized I didn't have my screen share on. I was looking at this. S90V Spyderco Military 2. And that carbon fiber looks just like the TRM texturized carbon fiber, but it also kind of looks like the same carbon fiber they do on the Taiwanese Spyderco smock. So that could be peel ply. I don't know. I do not know. Oh my goodness. Haven't seen him in a while. What's up, Top Dog? Give it up for Top Dog, who is probably one of the 2 oldest channel members to date. I monetized the channel that day. Top Dog became a channel member, and he's been a channel member now for 27 months. What's up, man? It's good to see you. He says, I left my knife somewhere. Have you guys seen it? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Bluetooth Blade says, my 15V Shaman tickles me britches. 15V Spyderco's Sean Houston heat treated 15V is outstanding. It's outstanding. Rainey says, Crewware is one of my favorite steels. My first premium steel I ever bought. Oh, man. I think my first premium steel I ever bought was M390. Yeah, this sounds about right. Sounds about right. Jay, what's up, man? Thanks for being a channel member. He says, I'm waiting for the release of the Spidey Sage 6. Yes, the button-actuated Spyderco Sage 6. I definitely want one. For sure. All right. Let's go ahead and head on over to the Only Spartans Discord. And I've made some changes here recently, guys. Before we go into pocket checks and stuff, check this out. So if you go into the channel member perks section, you'll see that there is a new knife yard sale thread. Check this out. Now it's all forum style, so people can respond to your listings and the listing itself doesn't get buried. It's just right here. You can mark it as sold if it sells. People can comment directly under it. Like, check this out. Right now, most of this stuff is sold. Most of it. Vivelsky was selling a We Knife Company Banter crossbar. Look at that, $100 sold. Let's go with this one. This one was, he was also selling a Kaiser Laconico Gemini, also sold. Vosti Martin also sold. This is cool. Mr. Eddie, he's always posting knives for sale. Sold. Fred the Lug, he's got a listing up as well. Still for sale. Looks like he's got Jonas Iglesias Fuse, an Arcform Saber, Concept Ekis, Concept Odd 21, Kubi Talia, Kubi Momentum. He's got a Something Obscene Neemly Cleaver V4. I wish I could buy that. The money's not there right now, though. He's got a Concept Cybin. He's got the 2 Wraith V1, Spyderco Sage 5 in Rex 121 for $240. There you go. The Civivi Sokoki, Concept Tarkin, the Lion Steel Spyderco Spymido $240. He's got some bangers in here. Look at this. So cool, guys. I love the way that this is set up now for the knife yard sale. It means that things don't get buried and they just stay here and they're more visible. Gator Aaron, he's got the Tissot PRC 200 for $200. Look at that. For those of you knife guys, or excuse me, for those of you watch guys out there, that looks gorgeous. Love that. Vivelsky sold a Shark Cub Stealth Slicer for $180. Not bad. And then Renee Ramon put up the Microtech Auto Kestrel. You don't see these too commonly. That's cool. So, if you want to join the knife yard sale, feel free to do so if you're on the Discord. That's what it looks like. I really like the way this turned out. I really, really do. Mick Ranger, what's up, man? He says, I was finally able to get on alive. My son's football stuff is done and I'm free. Congrats. Congrats. Sports, they take up so much time. Knives and Gear says, Rollshambo, to your question about rock scale design for the Manix 2 lightweight models, get a third threshold designs backspacer? Never heard of that. Hold on. Third threshold design. I learn about companies every day, dude. This is, thanks for the shout out, because this is cool. Spyderco Manix 2, they sell backspacers. Compensated lock backspacer. I was gonna say this looks like the chassis that holds in the ball bearing, the ball cage, and the spring. Pretty sure that's what it is. Maybe that's what they mean by backspacer. compensated lock backspacer. Oh, okay. So it basically allows you, that makes sense. It basically allows you to use the lightweight Manix 2 blade in the aftermarket scales that are meant for the G10 variant. That's really cool. It's a $36 add-on. The G10 variants from Spyderco are usually anywhere in the realm of $50 to $100 more than the lightweight versions. So you could buy this and still save money. That's cool. That's a great shout out right there. Of course, the watermelon sugar camo carbon fiber scales are sold out. Of course, of course. Of course. But the 80s camo carbon are still in stock. Look at that. Ah, the gecko. The geckos are sold out. Bummer. Gold Space Weave. They're available. Okay. Anyways, let's get on to the pocket check. I'm going to catch up with the chat. Lone Star says the Sage 6 is only $400 MSRP. You know why? Spyderco's MSRPs are always blasphemously high. Always. Don't believe me? Spyderco. I'll show you guys. Their MSRPs are criminal. Let's do... what's one that we know? Para 3. $250 MSRP for this. You could probably buy this for anywhere in the realm of $150 to $180. Like, that is... Their MSRPs are always super high. Always. Anyways, we'll start off with my pocket check. There they are. Knives in hand, in pocket, on the ground. That was my carry. The Pons is coming in with a Vosteed carry. Very nice. He's got the Vosteed, he's got the Olight Secret 4, the Vosteed Top Liner Lock Raccoon, and the Vosteed Ankelo. Very nice. Ian with a rare Spyderco sighting. He's got the rock scale design scales on the Spyderco Shaman with the blue anodized hardware. Very nice. Let's go. Let's go. Night Rare has the Kaiser River Cat. Crazy milling on those handle scales. Rainy, she's clocking in with... Is that the Diamondback Jack? The Diamond Jack? I think so. I like the scale. I like the snake next to it. It was a bit of a hint. The Diamond Jack. Wicked Dream with an S-Tau that he did modify the blade on. I like the way that you did that. I love the way you did that blade, actually. I think it looks way better than the stock sheep's foot rounded front end that we usually get on the S-Tau. So I can definitely appreciate that. And it looks like it was actually designed to look like that. Great job. Ooh. Speaking of Tucson, this is one that I was going to buy and then I didn't because it was sold out. It's the TS474. Let's see, can we find one? Tucson TS474. Let's go. Probably still sold out. Yeah. Nope. They are available. Damn, look at that. Look at that. Does your version have the speed holes? Yep. Okay. It's a good looking knife. It's a really good looking knife. Ed Durbin says, I want a photography, please. Where's the knife, Ed? There is no knife. Great photos, though. He did take some great photos. There's just no knife in that picture that I can see. Let's go. Oh, Ponds. Which one is that? You've shown it before. It's the Omen. It's the Omen. Okay. With a pizza in the background. I approve. Vavelsky with the Concept. Oh, I have this knife. It's one of their best new releases this year. It is one of their best new releases. The DLC is they advertise it as mirror. It's not a perfect mirror, but it's close. It's the Vivid. Oh my goodness. Why did it take me so long to get that? It's the Concept Vivid. I feel dumb. Ed Durbin is actually carrying the Tuya Wraith and the Oz Machine Company Rosie. Very nice. Days coming in hot with the 15V Para 3 Lynch Northwest clip. Who does those scales? Let's do this. Revolving Blades coming in with, he's got the Demco 80 20.5, the Shark Cub Slicer, and then of course the Devo Fireball. Very solid. Gas Station Knives has the Bone Brass Damascus. He doesn't mention what this is, so I don't know who makes that. Matt D with the Peter Recenti Nirvana. Oh my god. A Nirvana. A Nirvana. That's so awesome. That's one of my super grail knives that I will probably never get, but it's automatically by default on the list. Tactile turn switch, custom bandana, and a trusty Zippo. Look at that. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Some people will see the holes in the handle scales and they'll be like, nope, flat no for me, dog. I don't mind it at all. I don't mind it at all. I think it looks good. Warrior Guild, he's got the Spartan Harsey folder. Very nice. Craig Vincent has the 8010. The... Wow. Which one is this? Is that the Miguron? I think so. Kaiser Milita, and then the Recon 13. I think. Big Jim with the Nano Shark. The Shark Cub Nano? The Nano? Yeah. It's a little chode of a blade, but I could really want one, actually. B. Devi is coming in with the Null Knives Voodoo. Solid carry. Let's see, we've got a Praetorian T. We've got the Tempest. Fractus. Civivi Vision FG. There we go. Bluetooth blades with a modified K390 Paramilitary 2 with the Barclay CNC scales. Another great scale maker. TC blades with the Cortex XL. What's up? What's up? And then, of course, the Quiet Carry LCT, the Drift LCT. Nice. That's a good carry right there. I approve. Jim Miller's got the Artisan Cutlery Tradition, the Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive, the Keep the Knife Freaks Sacks, and the QSP Hedgehog. Very nice. Kevin Smith, he's got an XM18. A Herman, which I'm not going to get. And then, of course, a Inkosi Tanto. There we go. The Inkosi Tanto. Solid. Ooh, Jim got his Aurelia in today. Look at that. Stone satin, frame lock, first run. Gorgeous. It's so good. Sever 7 picked up a North Mountain Blades BB&M buoy. A lot of people that don't know thought that North Mountain Blades ripped off Strider Knives, but they didn't, because that is a Dwayne Dwyer collaboration. And if you don't know who Dwayne Dwyer is, He used to be part of Mick Strider's operation. Word on the street has it that he is behind most of Strider's design language. So if it looks like that, that's why. North Mountain Blades sold out of these for all but one. They have a handmade version for like $800. Knife Center actually has some though. All the other variants of this are somewhere in the realm of 300 to, I want to say, what, 360? There we go. Ooh, the feather scales. The feather pattern that took 2 months to get here. I wonder if this is like an exclusive or, I mean, obviously it's exclusive to original goat, but like I didn't see the feather option available. Those are cool though. Knives and gear with the Manix 2. Critter scales from Rock Scale. Very nice. And then Mick Ranger with his own Manix 2. Look at that. Shipwrecked. I like it, man. Shipwrecked S30V. Solid. Ian says, I dug through my collection for something unexpected for today's pocket check. You took us all by surprise. I had no idea. What's up, Ghost Keeper? Good to see you, man. Mick Ranger says, well, now I finally figured out Discord, so I will check it out later. It only took me 5 months. Some of us learn faster than others. The Discord is doing great, though. All right, I'm so far behind, I'm just going to let the chat jump on its own. Let's go. I think, actually, that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Says there's another one with the Aurelia. Yeah. The Aurelia is really sweet. I like it. It's got classy contoured handle scales. One of the best pocket clip designs I've ever encountered. And that means something when you've got companies like Machine Wise that make pocket clips with their own milled out little parking garage on the scales. Or like these Craig Brown Cortex XLs with the milled flat spot beneath the clip. That's cool. Bluetooth says, Rolo, read my pocket check. Okay. Oh, don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. Microtech. What do you mean read? In K390 paramilitary 2 with the 925 sterling silver inlays. Titanium from Good Screw. Why does that look like Barclay? I'll show you what I mean. Why do those look like Barclay? So Barclay, hold on. Barclay has a milling pattern that looks identical to that. It's this one. You see how I got confused? It looks like this pattern. Yeah, it looks like this pattern right here. That's why I thought it was Barclay. It looks like it's not, though. Jim Miller says, you rolled right past it. Of course I did. Of course. Ian says, he got Nkosi right. They look the same, except Nkosi's have an extra little milling spot on the handle scales. Hey, congratulations. I've been hearing so many good things about that knife company. Everyone that tries one seems to love it. All right. Ian says, speaking of Spideys, when the fuck is the Ed Girardi dropping? I have no idea. I have no idea when the Ed Girardi is dropping. A lot of people are excited for it. A lot of people hate it. The Edgerati is Spyderco Edgerati. It's a skeletonized design. S30V, I could leave it with S30V, but it's $247. Skeletonized aluminum, American made. This is one of their newest American made offerings that they've done in a long time. Like, they did the Bodacious, yes, but the Bodacious is basically just a shaman without a finger choil, so it does not count. The Edgerati does look different though. Why not? While we're window shopping, let's go on over to USA Made Blade. You know, I was watching Transparent Knives Instagram earlier, and he was talking about how in the land of tariffs, he likes to support companies that are doing stuff locally. USA Made Blade is all American made, at least as far as I understand it. And they usually have some really cool options. Like, for example, one that I only found out about this from Transparent Knives video, but the NK and T, these look pretty cool. They're not cheap though. Look at that, $745. Look at that. I love the contrast between the pivot collar and those handle scales. That looks great. The moment I learned about these, I'm like, I wonder if they're still in stock. No. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. That's the story of my life. Rise Knife says, just bought the Giant Mouse Ace Grand M390 today, but it's got really bad lock stick. That's a bummer. I'm sorry, man. Lock stick can be cured if you're brave. You have to be willing to sand down the lock. I want to say, like, the interface between the tang of the blade and the lock itself. Or at least that's what I've heard. Clean off any oil that might be on there. Anything that's getting shipped from overseas right now is like drenched in oil because they don't want people to get packages that are already damaged. I just thought these were cool. Has anyone seen these before? The NK&T Custom Hydra. Look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Great contrast between the first pivot collar, the screw, and the second pivot collar. I know a lot of people are looking at this like, I don't want holes in my blade. No. I don't mind them if they're well done. I really don't. It's not a sterile blade, but they were able to put the maker's mark on there without it being obnoxious. That's cool. Let's see what else is new. Anything else new and exciting? Price title low. Tactile Archer, Spartan Harsey Folder, McNeese Mac 2 3.5. The large Inkosi. The Black Micarta version, Archer, Spartan Harsey, McNeese. I'm starting to see a bit of a pattern here. McNeese. Meanwhile, I do still want to get my hands on one of these Chelet or Chalet custom knives. Full titanium S30V black inlay, G10, hardware, and backspacer. Okay. Very nice. Ed says, oh, shut up. The snake has teeth. They're sharp. I'm the only one to ever post that post stuff that doesn't relate to the category. Definitely not. Definitely not. To be fair, it is a channel that's meant specifically for pocket checks. The Pons says the pizza and 3 beers did not survive the meeting. Ooh, that sounds rough. Mick says, if I did my pocket check twice, forgive me. I am clueless when it comes to Discord. Totally fine. Totally fine. Did we miss it? Is it after the last one? No, it is the last one. I don't think you did it twice. It's the Manix 2 with the shipwreck handle skills. Yeah. No, looks great. Bluetooth blade says, better look at my entry again, Rollo. Again, I thought I already did that. I mean, I get that these are the good screw scales. They look like the Barclay CNC scales. Did somebody copy somebody? Maybe. That's a very popular shape. Something that's really interesting to me is my desire to get into more EDC style fixed blades. So it's got to be big enough to get the job done, but not so big that, you know, you can't wear gray sweatpants. Let's do this. Which one am I looking at right now? It's got to be the Jack Wolf fixed blade. It's the Vampire fixed blade. So check this out. They've got two that I really like the look of. One of them is the titanium. The other one is the 80s camo carbon. These are not out yet. These are going to be coming out in 6 days, 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. If you're in Denver, that means it's 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. But these look great. $234 is not cheap. But from what I understand, they're also not cheaply made. I've already reviewed one. It was pretty good, but you can't base an opinion on a whole company based off of one knife. I just would not recommend it. All right, I think we're all caught up. Bluetooth Blade says S30V is better than Oz 8 for sure. Setting the bar high, are we? Just setting it so far out of reach. Welcome into Dazed. What's up, man? He says, I think Bluetooth talking about the blade in his background. Oh. It's a microtech, right? Which one? Microtech Stitch. He's got the... what's it called? I know this one. The Buckhorn. Thank you. The Buckhorn. Designed by Ken Onion, XM18, and the Arkfeld. I do think it's pretty cool that you have knives sitting on knives. That's pretty cool. Anthony says, a snake micarta looks great, goes nowhere. Says, look at my post again. Right hand picture has a badass fixie. Okay. Apparently I'm skimming too fast. Let's do this. Are we talking about this guy right here? That does look like that would be a great fixed blade. It really does. The Keith the Knife Freak Sax. Cool. Very cool, Jim. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, when it comes to sharpening knives, 17 degrees is my favorite edge angle. It's super slicey, but it's not so brittle where you have to depend upon the knife properties. It's great. Mick says, are you guys saying I can't hang out with the cool crowd because I have a Spyderco and S30V? I would make no such rule. Ever. Sever7, what's up, man? Good to see you. He says, look at the Big Idea design. Look out. It's a dope little fixie. We've checked it out on the live stream before, but for those who might not have seen it, let's do that. Big Idea design. Honestly, I could have collaborated with them. They're one of the companies I turned down. Big Idea design. All right. Yeah, we've looked at this. The last time we looked at this was months ago, though, and we compared it directly against the Axial Alpine. This one's $325. What? Interesting. Oh, you know what? I saw that they did a release on those, and then I went over to that site, and they were completely gone. Not surprised. Speaking of the Inyoni, of course. Anthony says, I will get my Aurelia later tonight. Ooh. Congrats. Mick says, okay, after that answer, it might be time for a reblade. On what? What are we reblading? I think I missed it. It says, I have the first Jack Wolf Knives fixed blade. That was the Midnight, right? I think so. That one looked pretty sweet too. That one also sold out. Says check out the Tactile Knife Code Dreadeye. Okay. I know which knife you're talking about, but we'll do it anyways for the kids at home. Tactile. Nope. All right. The Lookout Fixie sold out. The Dreadeye also sold out. Can't say that I'm surprised. I don't know what it is. Maybe Jack Wolf just needs to do more fixed blades. Yeah. What's up, Nick T? Good to see you, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's been more knives that I've been lusting after lately. What are they called? Why am I forgetting it? I'm on the spot and I forgot. Large Sabenza, small Sabenza. Yeah, honestly, it's hard for me to prioritize Chris Reeve, given that I already have a Umnums on, and I love this knife to pieces. I am curious what makes either the Sabenza or the Inkosi a better knife. I just want to know. Drinkwater, what's up, man? He says, been carrying the Bark River Kitsune. It's a nice size, not super small or big. Nice. B says, Jack Wolf always has a new folder every month and they are overpriced in my honest opinion. I'm not into fixed blades, but they seem... Yeah, they are a bit spendy. The thing that you have to remember is that the cost of manufacturing for these companies is always the highest expense. It's not the materials, it's the cost of manufacturing. So, like, I did my video on this guy, and I had angry people in the comments section talking about previous experiences with this knife, which kind of weirded me out because it was just released on Friday. And of course now it's just, this is a cool knife. That's all I'm going to say. Yep. The Vampire Fixie. I'm looking forward to that one. I think I'm going to try to get my hands on the titanium version. 234? Why not? It says, my Ares EDC Hawk is perfect, even if Rollshambo jumps past it 25 times. I thought I went over it. I don't know. I'm pretty tired, guys. Like, honestly, I could probably close my eyes and nap during the live stream. Sal says, the Schwartz Overland is nice. Oh, man. Ryan says, I've never held the Zon, so I can't speak for it, but I have the Inkosi and the Benza, and the Inkosi are miles ahead of the Benza. I just It feels better in my hand. So the easy thing to look at is how they do the handle scale milling. Inkosis have that one little extra dip cut out, and Sebenzas do not. He says it's next to the Aurelia. I thought that was... Hold on. Oh, this guy right here. Ah, there was a page over. Okay. Yeah, Ares EDC. People love his fixed blades. Says the CRK Inkosi has a different blade shape. How different is it, though? Inkosi. Chris Reeve Inkosi Tanto. It can't be that far off. The tagged Tanto. All right, so remember that. That's the Tanto. And then we're going to go over to Sebenza. Where's the Tanto? There it is. How different is that? Interesting. I'm going to have to look into this later. I always am able to recognize it based off of the handle scales alone. Ed says, when you close your eyes, do you dream about me? When you close your eyes, do you dream about me? Yeah, I know. I'm awful. It's true. It's true. I could probably use a few more hours of sleep, to be honest with you. Says, I have all three. The Zahn is head and shoulders. Yeah, the only two Chris Reeve knives I have is the Zahn and then the small 21. What else is out there, though? Let's do this. Let's do... Not DLT, not White Mountain Knives, NC Blade. All right. Do they have anything new? Ooh. I've wanted to check out an RMJ Tactical for a while. Those look pretty sweet. $245 for that. It's Nitro V Brown G10. Okay. So it's about $10 more than the Jack Wolf fixed blade, which $20 more with non-titanium handle scale materials. Nitro V instead of S90V. G10 instead of titanium. Makes sense. Black linen micarta. Those look really good. Those look really, really good. Cat Scratch says, go to bed. Are you talking to me? I probably should, honestly. I'm super tired. I am very tired. It says, buy a $600 knife, get 3 cents off the dog shit Boy Scout knots. Oh, you buy the lanyard and then you get the knife for free. The wife asks you, she says, how much did that cost? You're like, oh, well, you know, the lanyard was $600, but I got the knife for free. Jim, I agree with you. I also don't believe that a lanyard belongs on a bigger knife. I'm okay with it if it's a small, like 3-finger deal, then the lanyard gives you some extra purchase on the blade. Other than that, I don't think it has any business being on a knife that's over what, 7 inches overall, 6.5 inches overall. Yeah. Sal says, what about the White River Model 1? White River Model 1. I don't know that knife, but we're going to find out. Ooh, that looks good. Yeah, that looks great. 120 bucks. S35, okay. Micarta, G10. So it is less expensive. You still don't get titanium, though. Not everything needs to be in titanium, I know. The burlap is $175. Damn. All right, guys. I'm going to level with you. I am running off of very little sleep right now. So I'm actually extremely tired. We're going to go ahead and call it just a little bit early. Usually I try to let these go until about 9:30. So we are going to go ahead and call it just a little bit early. I need some sleep. I've got loads of content that I'm looking forward to making soon. So to each and every one of you who watch the channel, thank you. To all the subscribers, thank you. To all the haters, thank you. Specifically to my channel members, thank you so very much. And to every person on the Only Spartans Discord, I'm going to continue to improve that. So keep your eyes peeled for changes to the Only Spartans Discord. I've got ideas. I want to do a monthly giveaway on the Discord. So there will be incentive for those who decide to join the Discord. We're going to start doing our giveaways there. And so that will be a good opportunity for anybody that wants to get in on that. Once I get that implemented, I will, of course, make sure to let everybody know. The next live stream will be this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm not going to cancel it. I promise. Maybe there will be. You watch. A natural disaster will happen. Next live stream, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific. I hope you can make it. I understand if you can't. So for some of you guys, I will see you soon. And for everybody else, we'll see you later.